Hey everyone, I wanted to make a series of videos about airbrushes and their usage and cleaning and care. And these might be videos on the longer side. This will be an intro video and a background video. This will not have any practical advice, just to give you heads up so you don't have to watch it. And then I will mark them part 1, part 2, just look for them on the channel with actual tips. But just to frame this series of videos in context, my background for airbrushes was I was painting minis for about 4 years, and then in 2017 I bought my first airbrush, which is this exact one, Iwata Eclipse HBC7. I've had this airbrush for, I guess, going to be 6 years soon. And I learned to use it just from watching YouTube videos, to use it to paint miniatures. And I had a difficult relationship with it for years. It would always clog. I would constantly have to clean it. I was always on the lookout for how to clean airbrush videos. I have 2 ultrasonic cleaners that I used. I would strip it after every single session, take it completely apart, put it in ultrasonic cleaner. I would soak it in different solutions, all sorts of stuff. And ironically, this is what actually destroys your airbrush, is taking it apart constantly and stripping it and putting it back together. I'll make a separate video on that. But so, you know, I liked how practical it is to paint large areas or priming, but I would always dread to use it because I would have to spend, you know, from 10 to 15 minutes sometimes to clean it. Completely strip it, clean it, put it back together. So I would always just wait until I have a lot of airbrushing stuff to do, and then I do it all in one session, fighting through clogs, and then, you know, eventually clean it. So rewind to today. This airbrush I bought about a year ago. I think it was in March last year. So let's say a year. I have never stripped this airbrush. I have never taken it apart. This nozzle has never come out. It has never clogged, and I have never cleaned it. Or when I say cleaned it, I mean deep cleaning. I'll make a video on cleaning, but all my cleaning is, after I'm done airbrushing, I just pour cleaning solution, blow it out, and that's it, and put it on the shelf, and I'm done. Sounds crazy. It would have sounded crazy if I, you know, learned about it a couple of years ago, but it's true. So now it's incredibly liberating. I can be painting with a brush, and then if I need to airbrush something, I'll pop it out, airbrush for sometimes 5 minutes, and put it back on the shelf. I don't dread cleaning it, stripping it, because I don't. I don't dread clogging, because it doesn't. So I will talk about tips, but what changed how I use an airbrush was me actually meeting an actual airbrush artist. So he's not a miniature painter, but he's a person who airbrushes art onto the canvas with acrylic paints. And I was talking to him, and we were talking about painting, and then, you know, talked about airbrushes, and I said, oh man, I love my airbrush, but, you know, I don't know how you use it all day. It clogs, you have to clean it, it's such a pain in the butt. And he's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. That should not happen. Maybe your airbrush is broken or something. So anyway, we airbrushed together, and he gave me some tips, and he showed me some pointers, and the most important thing is he taught me to correctly use the airbrush. As I said, I learned from YouTube videos, and all videos that I was learning from do not use the airbrush correctly, and that's what causes clogs. So I'm very excited to share with you some of these tips that I learned, and I hope that you start loving your airbrush the way I do.